Makikichismis muna kami. Ano po? Diretso ko na. Sir, I understand that you came from a meeting. Could you give us an update on what we can expect from the House, especially with the submission of the NEP to the lower chamber?
Well, yes, today we were able to receive na officially the ceremonial turnover. I was there this morning when we received the National Expenditure Program, and based on the initial presentation of Secretary Pangandaman, syempre mas happy yata ako for the first time. The funding for education, both basic and higher education, has actually reached 4% of the GDP as recommended, no? So magandang pangitain that priority is being given to education as well as to the social services. And in this afternoon naman, we had the turnover of the NEP dun naman sa civil society observers. And this is one of the 3 or 4 budget reforms that the Speaker and the Committee on Appropriations have actually introduced for this budget season.
So you
Sino
had...
po yung civil society observers? Sino po yun? Civil society
They come
observer?
from different NGOs and CSOs. Some would have a more technical understanding of the budget, like Social Watch is there. Tapos may iba naman that come from a more sectoral perspective. Kasi the role naman of the observers is not just to make sure that there is technical compliance with the budget making process. Pero nandiyan naman ang kagustuhan din natin magkaroon ng saktong sectoral or sectoral context to the budget items that are being proposed. So we have sectors represented like even for children, for women. Then we have like PLCPD is there, Child Service Network is there. And many of these NGOs and people's organizations have actually been working with Congress on many other legislative efforts.
Kung open pa naman
Po yung ibang reforms? Sabi nyo, 3 or 4 ba yung reforms?
The other
Ano pa yung
reform
iba?
is the abolition of the small committee. So wala na yung small committee. And then, of course, the open BICAM process. Yun po yung mga reforms na na-introduce po for this budget season.
So kung open pa yung membership ng mga civil society, pwede pa silang mag-apply at sumama?
Well, for now, no, kasi ang appreciation talaga nun was to make sure na mula sa simula talaga that starts today, nandyan na talaga ang participation niya. That's why nga na inabot sa kanila at least ceremonially, but since the NEP naman is available online, nagsimula na yung participation nila until the very end of the process. So ang siguro mangyayari na lang dyan, sir, no, kung meron pang iba, many of the NGOs involved are actually federations of NGOs, like Code NGO is there. So, we can work along the same ecosystem. Siguro yung mga partner NGOs nila that connected. Because understandably po, this is only the first time that we're, at least on an institutional level, Congress is doing it. The House, at the very least, is doing it. So, syempre, there are some adjustments, some improvements that we have to do just to ensure that this becomes a really enriching and a very active participation, allow for active participation on the part of the observers.
Why? Gusto mo mag-apply? Mag-apply ka ba dapat?
Pinag-iisipan ko.
But these civil society organizations, can they ask questions? Or they're just there to observe?
Mas
Their
symbolic pa yan.
participation would be limited by the rules of Congress, no? So what we're doing is for every given week that they do, kasi there's a schedule naman, no, that will be relayed to them. For every week we will assign, because this is being done in partnership with the CPPRD, the budget research group of Congress, no? So there will be huddle, kumbaga there will be a small group session every week wherein we will look for legislative champions who can serve as who can articulate the concerns of these NGOs in the committee level at the very least, or at least in the plenary as well. So yun yung concession. And also they'll be given one day wherein the budget will be presented to them and they'll be able to raise questions, but that will not be part of the budget briefing process.
At what point would that come, sir? Yung one-day budget presentation? That would be...
We're expecting it to, we have yet to hear from the Appropriations Committee as for the exact date, but we're expecting it should be at the early stages of the budget process.